Should I send my ex a gift, like flowers or maybe something like that, a card? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with modernlove.life, where we help you get the great loving relationship you're looking for without having to play mind games or hard to get or pretend to be someone that you are not, because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, help me out, help support this channel by hitting that thumbs up button. It helps tell the YouTube algorithm that, hey, this is a good video, then you might want to show it to some more people. So, do that. Feel free to subscribe to the channel as well, too. And by the way, we are still in our launch for our new course called Effortless Connection. It covers high stakes communication for a great relationship. If you want to check it out, in the description box below this video, there's a link. If it's right for you, you're more than welcome to sign up. If it's not right for you, that's totally okay. But okay, let's go ahead and get into this. So, should you send your ex a gift? First of all, let's get clear here. Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. However, you are more than welcome to do whatever you want. This is your life. You can do whatever you want to do. Just be okay with whatever the consequences might be from your actions, okay? If you're not okay with the consequences, then you might want to think about doing something else. Let's kind of walk through some of this stuff here. So, sending a gift or flowers or something like that is a common thing that people feel compelled to do, especially in the early stages of a breakup. And we call, generally, this early stage of a breakup damage control mode, because that's kind of where a lot of people are operating from. They're kind of panicked, they're feeling a lot of anxiety, they're going through this breakup that wasn't their idea, and they just want to get back to normal. And so they are kind of operating from this place of just trying to, mitigate the damage as much as possible. And doing things like apologizing, giving gifts, flowers, begging and pleading, stuff like that, seems, at least to many people, like the thing that they should be doing. However, if you have already done some of these things, and I'm speaking from personal experience here, you will probably be quick to find out that these are probably not the most effective strategies for getting back together or saving your relationship, okay? The reason for that is because your ex has had to go through a certain series of decisions that have gotten them to the point of actually breaking up. And these certain decisions have caused them to close off certain parts of themselves emotionally to you, to the point where it's not just a matter of flowers or apologizing or a gift that's going to turn things around. In fact, they are going to be resistant to anything like that. They're going to be resistant to it because of something called the law of consistency. Basically, we feel compelled to act consistently with the previous choices that we've made. And what we can know for sure is that one of the previous choices they made is that they probably broke up with you. And so they're probably going to act consistently with that, which is to say, no, I won't get back together with you because you bought me flowers, a gift, apologized, or something like that. In fact, they may even kind of take it as like, oh, are you trying to buy my love back, right? I think probably most of the time they're going to know that this isn't the case. I mean, unless you have some sort of history of doing that before in the past, they're going to know intellectually that you're not trying to do this, but emotionally they might try to say, oh, hey, are you trying to buy my love back or something, as a defense mechanism against that sort of thing, and to insulate themselves through the law of consistency. Okay, so you're probably not going to want to buy your ex a gift, especially an expensive gift. Save your money, please. And you're probably not going to want to beg or plead or anything else like that. What you are going to want to do is you're going to want to look emotionally at what is causing them to pull back. And what that is an emotional place of resistance, right? There's a certain part of them that has had to create this image of you through these incremental decisions that they've made. They had to create this image of you that's worthy of breaking up with. Now, maybe they've had to be really creative on their part in order to create this version of you that's worth breaking up with. Or maybe they haven't had to be very creative at all because you gave them good reason to want to break up with you. But either way, they have this image of you that's someone who's worth breaking up with. And this is the story they're going to tell themselves about why the two of you aren't together, why the two of you can't work out, why a gift or flowers or an apology is not good enough, because you are this person that they have created in their mind, whether that is a rightfully earned image of you, or whether that is an exaggerated image, or whether that is a distorted image, or whether that is like just completely fabricated. They have this image of you. And what you want to do is you want to demonstrate to them that this image of you that they have in their mind about the person that you were when they broke up with you is not accurate, and that there is someone else, this other version of you. And you want to show them this other version of you as often as possible. So you're going to want to start by asking yourself, okay, what is this version of me that they have in their mind? Is it the person that never cared about emotions, the person that never opened up, never asked about me, never shared any sort of interest in my life, or whatever the case may be? And then you say, okay, well, what would I need to do to demonstrate that that was not who I am? And then you're going to want to show up as that person, this other person, while you're interacting with your ex. And what that's going to do is it's going to slowly start to erase this person that they think that they broke up with, and it's going to replace that image of you in their mind with this new person. It's going to cause them to say, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe my initial concept of who you were and your character is just off base. Or maybe you actually have turned a new leaf. Maybe you have gotten your act together. Maybe this breakup really was a wake up for you. And this is going to take some time. In fact, you may experience some ups and downs with this, what we call a positive pullback. You're going to have a positive interaction where the two of you connect pretty well, and then they will mysteriously pull back afterwards. Why does this happen? This happens because they're trying to say, okay, I thought you were this person, and then this person showed up. Which one is it? Which one is right? Which one is wrong? Was I mistaken? Maybe you were just putting on an act. Maybe that was just you on your best behavior. Maybe you really did change. I don't know. And so they kind of pull back to sort of reevaluate. That's what we call positive pullback. But what you want to do is you want to continue to show up as this person, this, better person of you than the person that they think that they broke up with. And eventually through time, you're going to erase this old version and you're going to replace it with a new version. Now, this is, of course, like I said, going to take time because this is a trust building activity. They're learning to put their trust in this upgraded version of you, this other version of you that's not the version that they think that they broke up with. And this is going to require that they actually start to trust themselves enough to place some faith into you again. So don't expect this to happen overnight. And don't expect this to happen with just a gift or something like that. You have to address this on an emotional level. But as you do start to address this on an emotional level, you're going to notice that they start to open up a little bit more towards you, connect with you a little bit more, start to do things that maybe were off limits before. This is just showing you progress that things are moving forward, okay? Within this context, though, within the context of the two of you connecting better, getting closer together, getting reacquainted with one another and all that, it might make sense to buy them a gift at some point in time. But if your idea is to buy them a gift in order to apologize and to get them to take you back, probably not going to be the most effective strategy out there. So focus on the emotional connection first and foremost, more so than a gift or more so than flowers or anything like that. And then let that build up the emotional foundation that brings the two of you back together again. Okay, so I hope this helped you out. Once again, if you do want to learn more about our new course called Effortless Connection for High Stakes Communication for a Great Relationship, it helps great with people who are trying to get back together with their exes. Be sure to check that out down in the description box below. And also feel free to hit that thumbs up button too if you like this video. You may also want to learn more about your ex's emotional state on this journey. So we do have a playlist about your ex's 5 stages of getting back together. You can check that out over here, or you might want to check out this video over here. But once again, my name is Clay. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please take care, and I'll talk to you next time.